So it's been a couple of weeks and I'm just about ready to wrap up my coverage of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I know you've seen a bunch of reviews and stuff, and I just want to get this out there because while for the most part I've had the same experience that I talked about in my earlier videos about the iPhone 12 Max, I had something come up that I mentioned before and have been continually investigating. And to this point, I'm not really sure what to say because either I've kind of discovered something that I just never noticed before, or my phone is broken. Some of you seem to think my phone is broken, which is concerning because I don't want to have to send it in to get fixed or anything. I don't really want to do that. Like, who wants to do that? Spend over $1,000 on this thing, and some of you are telling me my phone is broken. Man, let me tell you, if that's the case, we're going to have some problems, Apple. You and I are going to have a discussion. But what am I talking about? How can my phone that I just got a couple of weeks ago already be broken? Good, go Willie, go! I'll tell you all about it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name is Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below, but for now, let's just get into the video. So like I've been saying for a while now, upgrading to the iPhone 12 Pro Max from the 11 Pro Max was fairly uneventful. I mean, nowadays, let's be perfectly honest, going from one smartphone to another, especially if you're doing it every year like me, there's just very small differences. And really the only major differences I've noticed, of course, is how I've talked about how wide this phone is with a case and that I don't like that. And some people, for whatever reason, don't like that I don't like that. I don't know why they care, but whatever. And also that basically it's kind of the same experience. And then I also get some other people talking about how I like the notch, and that's not true. I don't like the notch. I've talked about the notch for years. It's not something I like, and just because I say I want an Android phone without one doesn't mean that I like the big notch on this one. But it is the only way to get iOS, which I do like. You can't go out and buy a OnePlus iPhone. That'd be pretty dope, actually. The point is this, the iPhone 12 Pro Max is done well, and it is still my #1 battery champ of all time. I mean, the 11 Pro Max did me so well over the last couple of years, and this thing is potentially even better. Like, I'm getting over 2 days in this thing. Now, of course, I'm not really going outside very often, and maybe that has something to do with it. But the battery life on this thing is massive. It is nice to be able to actually start a day after having not charged it for over 24 hours at like 60% and still be able to get through the entire day. Now, I'm not on here beast moding, swiping right on everything that I see, but I'm using it enough during the course of the day that I feel like it's getting the job done. And while Dolby Vision might be one of the biggest upgrades between this and the 11 Pro Max, which is what most of you will not use, so is 5G, or at least kind of. Again, let me talk a little bit about 5G. To get a super deep dive, go check out Mr. Mobile's channel. He's done a couple of videos on 5G, but let me just tell you, do not buy any phone at all expecting 5G to change your life. It just simply won't. I have 5G coverage everywhere I go. I've seen no speed differences, and as a matter of fact, when I've done speed tests with a 4G phone and a 5G phone next to each other in the same area, they get about the same speeds. So by and large, that's not the needle mover on this thing. And for me, if I had my 11 Pro Max, I can't say that I would really miss this thing either. They're just basically the same. This one just has squared edges and some kind of cooler looking cases, I guess. Everything's fast and fluid as I would expect. iOS works the same way that it always has. I don't know, there's really nothing remarkable about this. So it's not like I'm gonna go out and tell people you need to buy the 12 Pro Max. If you can get a great deal on 11 Pro Max, and this is the size you want, and you want the good battery life, I would say go ahead and go for that. As a matter of fact, dare I say, I could have easily just not gotten this and been totally happy. I mean, there's no difference in my experience, none. It feels like I just spent $1,000 for no reason. Is this what Apple feels like when you pay Apple a whole bunch of money for stuff? $550 headphones, $70 earmuffs for the headphones, $35 for a lightning to 3.5 millimeter cable. Is this the world in which I'm currently living in? Because I don't like it. But by and large, it's the same experience, much as the case is with any iPhone, you go from one to the other. Now, if you're coming from a much older iPhone, this might be a heck of an experience for you. But for me, it's just kind of more the same. But what has happened is, and I pointed this out in a previous video, I'm actually having some weird issues with the cameras. Now, when you buy a smartphone nowadays, the cameras are pretty much one of the biggest selling points. Some people can downplay them and talk about how they're not important, but the reality is cameras are being used on phones all the damn time. Social media would be a lot less interesting without cameras, and the quality of these cameras are pretty darn good, but I've come across something that I've never really noticed before. And it's kind of bothering me. I first brought this up in a video a couple weeks ago, and in the pictures I showed some nighttime shots of some light lamps, and they just don't look good. Like, there's something going on. And immediately the comment section filled up with, "It's a greasy lens, you should wipe your lens." No, I wipe my lens before every single shot. I've been doing a YouTube here for a while now. It's like I don't know this. I know that. So no, that's not it. And as a matter of fact, you can see more things like this during the day. Right here, you'll see like these little green dots, which is obviously, I know it's a reflection from inside the lens, but it's not something I remember ever seeing before. As a matter of fact, I've had the sun in shots I've taken before, like this one right here, a beautiful shot I took on my 11 Pro Max a couple of weeks ago, and it just looks beautiful. But it seems like every single picture I take with this thing, whether it be at night or daytime, if there's any kind of light source, it just gets like the beams and the little green thing, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So when I asked this on Twitter, I actually got a mixture of a couple different answers. Some of you said you've seen this on iPhones the entire time that you've ever had an iPhone, and that it's completely common. Some of you have said that it's just my phone, and that they don't have that issue, and mine must be broken. And for a minute there, I actually started to think that maybe they were right. I'm thinking, my goodness, I mean, I've never noticed this before. And certainly for the people that say that they see it, maybe they're having a similar issue to me. Maybe theirs is broken as well. I mean, what are the chances? And I really don't want to have to take a phone back. It's just a very big inconvenience, especially now in the world in which we live. But I started to go back through some of my older photos and notice that some of this actually has been happening for a while now. If you look at some of these old photos, you can see remnants of that like beam, the reflection off of the inner lens here on some of these photos, like the little tiny dot. Again, it's something that once you see, you can't unsee it. And that's kind of bothersome. By the way, this only affects 2 out of the 3 lenses, the telephoto and the main. The wide angle doesn't have this issue. Again, there's probably technical reasons for that. Leave a comment below, let me know if you know why that is. But it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm not gonna lie. I don't wanna have to make up for the environment I'm in to get a good shot. Like, the whole reason that I have the Pro is for this thing to do the work, and I just click the thing. And listen, it doesn't matter if I own iPhones, Apple, Samsung, y'all know I'm all about giving you guys the real deal. So hit that subscribe button if you like that type of content where it doesn't matter who my phone is. I'm not pledging allegiance to a brand. I paid for this. They need to pledge the allegiance to me. If you like that, hit that thumbs up while you're at it. Look, at the end of the day, at over $1,000, I don't want to have to deal with this problem. Of course, the lens itself is causing the issue. Figure it out. Like, you have the ability to call someone all the way around the world from here and see their face. This is magic. This little thing is magical with the power of a lot of desktops in your hand. And if you can't get rid of this little tiny light beam, you need to concentrate more on that part. And again, that actually surprised me that I hadn't noticed this before, even though it was in some of my older photos. But for whatever reason, it seems to be magnified here. I don't know why that is. Do you have one of the new iPhones? Have you noticed this in your photos? Leave me a comment below, because I'd love to understand if it's not just me and some of the people on Twitter. For me, my overall experience has been good, and it's a good thing that I don't take a lot of photos with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but the reality is one of the only reasons besides battery life and a bigger screen that you would buy an iPhone 12 Pro Max is the camera. It's got the better main camera. With all the cool features that they've been adding to these phones over the years, this just seems something that was, I mean, like, how are we here, ladies and gentlemen? At the end of 2020, we have so many amazing things that technology can do. I've recently went over to a friend's house and put some headphones on them they've never heard high-end headphones before, and it blew them away. Blew them away, technology from headphones nowadays. This thing is more powerful than a desktop I had just a couple of years ago. That's amazing. But I don't want to see little blue dots in my pictures. Can we get the technology to fix this? Use AI, I don't care. I don't need to have to figure out how to fix this problem. I'm giving you the money, and then I'm making a YouTube video about it for all of you. So if someone out there is real smart and can fix this, hit up Apple or something, apply for a job. Go get yourself a good job or something. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And there's some videos here about my other iPhone experiences and some other stuff down here. Listen, I'll see you next time. Peace and love. Peace and love.